Don't forget, Andrea, we can talk during. If you unmute.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, we can talk now.
Well, sometimes it doesn't work. I tried it last week and it didn't work.
I think I have to unmute first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our cold open.
Well, I did install the air conditioner, so it's pretty cold right now.
Oh, yeah, very nice. Well, everyone can hear us talking, even though the intro is going.
Wait,
so
they
that's
can hear
fun.
us?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Like, how loud? Is the intro too loud?
I don't know. That's
Should
a
we
good
play it
question.
again?
But I like talking over it.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. Oh,
It is
there
kinda
went
fun.
there
I would
went
like to say I
Jake.
did it first.
Jake was in the intro, which is funny because
Yeah, I mean, hey, Sandy was in the intro too. So
Sandy told us she wasn't going to be here tonight. She was even in my chat earlier during my live interview saying she wasn't going to be on. So
well,
she's very responsible in that way.
we're left for dead here. We only got two remaining.
This is basically just like a letter hack show.
Well, no, because I'm the co-host this time.
Yeah. Okay. Even better. Not a guest, a co-host. Jake is like a kite because he's in the wind. You know what? Like, earlier this week, I actually said this and then looked it up and said, "Oh yeah, I must have heard that somewhere," because this is already a bad joke out there. But I said to myself, or to my wife out loud, you know,
What's the difference?
Google Google searches are like being in a relationship. You're always trying to finish your sentences. And I looked it up, and that's already a relationship joke. And then I stumbled upon like pickup lines, and those are always awful. One of them said, "Hey, excuse me, is your name Wi-Fi? Because I'm feeling a pretty strong connection." I would walk away from that. If somebody tried that with me, I'd be like, "No, I'm sorry." I said,
No, I'm sorry.
we may actually have a connection. I don't know, but based on that pickup line, I'm walking away. I'm disconnecting.
Oh no, you're
That's a good
disconnecting.
one. It's like that joke is from dial-up days. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Oh, whoa. Yikes.
Holy fuck.
Whoa, the rumors are starting.
The rumors.
You
Holy
would expect a question mark on the end of that.
But the rumors are starting. It's a declarative sentence.
LT9K has some info. Have you been in touch with the guy? We haven't.
I mean, this is all just part of the game where it's like we got to build hype for the show by like there's a missing person, right? And then like weeks are going to go by and then we're going to find out Jake's dead.
Okay.
And then it like 2 years later he's going to come back and it's all just a ruse.
There is an actual show where what's the name? I forget the name, but so here's what they do. They say there was a guy in this year in this location who disappeared. Some say it was an alien abduction. Some say he spontaneously combusted. Some say he was kidnapped by terrorists and is currently in the Middle East tied to a chair in a basement being tortured. Or he fell off a cliff because we found some remains that match his DNA. But let's explore all the options. And it's like, well, hold on. And they would do this right in the intro to the show. They would tell you exactly what didn't happen and what totally happened. And then they'd say, but let's not rule anything out yet. And it's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, like they're telling you up front that they're just having fun with it. So that's pretty good. Though
Yeah, I
I would
guess.
prefer to bury the lead, in my opinion. I would do like, well, and our last and least likely outcome is, and well, I forgot to mention this earlier actually, but there was a body that was found, matched all of it, had the license in there, had the DNA, and everything, but I don't really know.
So Jake has gone into witness protection. He fell into a bottomless pit, or he's busy. I tend to think it's the bottomless pit.
Well, I mean, it won't be bottomless for long.
You know what? I one of the last things I ever saw Jake do, what here it is, was eat a peanut butter and pickle sandwich. And then look, all the things that happen after that are very out of character, very cryptic and mysterious,
It's true.
maybe even concerning.
Well,
And
let's
I
notice also, let's rewind the tape even further before the pickle peanut butter sandwich, right? So we all know that there's a disease circulating called COVID, and Jake had COVID a couple of months ago. Now we know that COVID damages your taste buds,
wait,
which may explain why he did not like the pickle peanut butter sandwich.
look at
Ah,
this.
Oh shit, he's here.
And I was going to say, Jake, if he does show up, will he be wearing a tie, which is incredible. That's the most amazing part is he's not casual.
We were about to call 911.
I sensed people were talking about pickled peanut butter sandwiches,
Uh,
and I now have a kinship with them. So
Wow, you got like a fucking sensory.
we were about to do a poll. The chat was
I'm
asking
sorry I'm
for a
late.
poll on what was going on. And we were going to
I
come up with some pretty realistic things like fell in a bottomless pit, spontaneously combusted,
Like if you fell in a
witness
bottomless pit,
protection.
like does that mean it's like a hole through the earth? Like would
That
you
means you are
eventually like
always falling.
yeah, like but
Yeah.
you would eventually reach a position where you're not falling. You're just
No,
kind of
because
in
the
the
middle of
middle.
the earth does that at the core. It does that thing where it just flips you over and you go the other way, and then and
But
it's a very
eventually
bad situation to be in.
you would be equilibrium, right?
No, that's only like with vans, top heavy vehicles, like a
What?
conversion van or a VW bus.
Oh,
Equilibrium doesn't count underground.
yeah,
What
it
about
would be
water?
that way. You'd go like this and slow down and eventually just get to the middle. Except at the very center of the earth is a trampoline, actually, because people were sick of shenanigans. So
That's
now you bounce
interesting.
out.
That's interesting.
That's actually, I'm going with that. I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
with that. How are you, Jake? What's going on?
Good, exhausted, but good. There's uninteresting things that I nonetheless can't talk about all that much that have had a slight impact on my streaming.
Okay.
I've made half of a dozen videos.
Oh, I mean that.
No,
What do you mean uninteresting? That sounds. I'm intrigued. At least.
There's like no way to not talk about something without it seeming really interesting and clandestine and fun. But it's not. I just can't. Not allowed to associate my online shenanigans with the offline thing that I have agreed to do. Which is not a forever thing, but nonetheless.
Are you going on
And I'm not savvy.
stakeouts? Are you like doing supplemental stakeouts for like a private eye agency? That would actually, because I want to go on the stakeouts. I want to drink soup from a thermos.
Is that a blue cup or a green screen cup?
It's a green cup, but it's
Nice.
dark green, so it just looks like
Wow.
nonsense.
It looks like a blue cup
Spooky.
though.
Did you
Here's
guys
the thing,
see? Oh, go
If
ahead.
I talk about, well, I just to put a pin in it. If I'm not savvy enough to talk about it at all. Much more clever people than I could be discreet and classy and not give away the whole game. But as I've demonstrated multiple times on this show, I don't have that. I just don't have that ability.
Well,
We
you do
will
have the
continue to
tie,
speculate.
which is 80% of the battle.
Fair. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying, I don't know if you guys watch my show,
From time to time.
but I did a episode. I did like one of those lie detector tests the other night.
Nice.
I won, by the way. So
Take that, audience.
I'm a
you
very good
dorks.
liar here. Okay, I can lie with the best of them. Apparently, I should probably be president. But actually, presidents don't lie very well. They just get away with it.
They really
Anyway,
don't. Yeah. Okay. I
at the
agree.
end, of the stream, I'm like, doing that, like, I'm kind of wrapping it up, seeing if people are still engaging or if I should bail. And I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been an hour and a half. The game's been over for a while, and suddenly there was what I can only describe as a paranormal experience in my room. Paranormal experience in my room.
Whoa.
Was
And
this documented on your
I
live broadcast?
I went back and watched it, and I was like, I got chills watching myself very sincerely do like this. I was like talking, and then I looked over and I was like, there's something, hold on. It's like one of those.
Yeah.
Do you have the
And
video clip? Could we examine it on
I
the show?
I really wanted to go back and watch it because I was like, wow, I
Let's
felt
do it right now.
like I wasn't, like, here
Instant
I am.
replay.
I do this whole, let me look it up. I do this whole show where I'm lying about everything. Not everything, but that's the point. And
Oh
then
God, yeah, there couldn't be a worse show for a genuine
Right.
paranormal thing to happen.
And then at the end, I was like, but that was fucking real. And I went back and watched it because of that. And I was like, yeah, that felt real. Hold on, let me try and, I don't know how easy this is going to
Oh,
be
and
for
it
me to
happened
do.
I'm
off
just saying,
camera.
It's a bunch of bullshit. I just want to put that out.
And
I'm bought in.
I said to the chat, I was like, sorry, I'm a little thrown off there.
So like a
Hold on.
ghost is about to kill you, but you're still like pretending like, hey guys, I'm doing a show. Whoa, there's a ghost in the room about to kill me, guys. Whoa.
Yeah,
please
no, exactly.
subscribe.
Hold on. Let me talk amongst yourselves because trying
I
to find the
refuse.
moment.
It would be fascinating to find a way to do cliffhangers with live streams.
Yeah.
We had to work that
Well, we
out.
had a 2-week cliffhanger for a while, and then you ruined it. You climbed back up off the cliff. You're supposed to fall, No one's supposed to climb back up. Come on.
I found out recently that I shoot. Yeah, well, all right. Somebody
shoot?
who I see in my daily life is a flat earth conspiracy theory guy, and it hurt me in a way to know this that is difficult to describe. It made me very sad to learn this.
Yeah, well, could be worse. They could believe in the globe.
I mean, it could be worse, but not much. Not much.
Well, I think flat Earth is typically harmless. Like, yeah, it's an indicator of other,
Mm-hmm.
But it's, they're not killing anyone with the flat Earth. No one's dying. At least
True.
my understanding.
I just feel like we have so many genuine problems to solve. It bums me out when people are hung up on non-issues. Like we got a mountain to climb, and they're arguing about the whether or not Grumpkins and Snarks are real. Like,
What are Grumpkins?
I don't know.
I've never heard of this theory.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I found it. You can hear the noise.
What are Grumpkins? We'll find out very soon.
Yeah. Next time on Left Past 10.
Oh shit.
First of all, the flat earth thing, that's one of the things where if you're talking to somebody about it, it undone. It becomes they can't talk about it. It doesn't hold any water. You asked very few questions and it just all unravels. They
Yes.
can't maintain it.
I would just
You're
ask
like, what about
questions.
this? What
Yeah.
about the moon?
And every
What about the
time you
sun?
do every time you do that, they say, "What about this other thing?" without answering the first one. And you're like, here's the answer, going back to the thing I said. And they say, "I think something totally unrelated." And you're like, "All right. All right. So you don't actually believe this. You just yeah.
Okay, should we watch this? This is a little
Yes.
weird.
No,
All
this
right,
is
I got to
so
see the moment.
So you're in the same room, and this is
Yeah.
how many hours ago?
This was Monday. So it was
That does not
Monday
answer my
around
question.
11 p.m.
Okay.
Do the math. But and I mean not in a smart ass way, but I say please do the math because I'm not going to. But I look over
Wait,
in this
so today's
direction.
Wednesday?
Yeah. But I
That would
heard
be
a knock. I heard it and I could hear it again just now when I didn't know I could hear it on the tape.
49.
a
40
knock?
47 hours.
Yeah, tell me
knock.
if you hear it. All right, this could be creepy or very dumb. So I apologize in advance either way. There's me. You guys recognize the old letter hack, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that really you?
Yeah. Oh,
But I thought you're right here.
this is from
Are we
Monday.
gonna? We just had the flat Earth talk. God damn it.
Okay, I'm turning the volume up on this, so apologies
Turn
if
it
it's a
all the
little
way up.
loud.
Turn it
All
all the
right.
way up.
All right, ready? There's some
Mhm.
talking. It happens any second. I don't have a shitload to cover. The last time we covered a lot of the basics. We're going to continue with some of the basics. I have a couple of tips and tricks, and otherwise, I just want to kind of review some files, some more complicated files that I complicated on my own. Just kind of explain like my thought process behind it. And
Did you hear it?
That's like
Wait, go
that's a
back a
way of
little
helping
bit.
people like figure
Wait,
out how.
I didn't hear shit.
I heard something, but I was
Check it out.
jibber
Thought process
jabbering.
behind it, and that's like that's a
hold on.
way of helping people. That's like me recognize or acknowledging it. Continue with some of the basics. I have a couple of tips and tricks, and otherwise, I just want to kind of review some files, some more complicated files that I complicated on my own. Just kind of explain like my thought process behind it, and that's like. Did you hear it?
Nothing. I
That's
got
a way of
nothing.
helping people like figure
go
out
back.
how. When I said thought process, that's when it occurs. With some of the
Okay.
basics, I have a couple of tips and tricks, and otherwise, I just want to kind of review some files, some more complicated files that I complicated on my own. Just kind of explain like my thought process behind it, and that's like. Can you hear that? That's a way of helping
Was
people
that
like
something
see my
dropping?
face, how
It's
look
you saying thought.
how it works. Well, I just heard a sound across the room.
Wait, who's talking?
That was weird.
That's spooky.
It's like it's kind of like semi-paranormal.
Okay,
Fuck.
first of all, I didn't
I'm
hear
alone
anything.
in this room, so that's
Second of
weird.
all,
Man,
you
it's
can count
sounds
on
like
future
a
us.
fucking
spring.
squirrel throwing a
You
nut
know how
at the
like
wall.
when scary stuff happens in the winter, it's like more scary. Is that a thing with everyone, or is that just me?
I prefer the fall for scary
Good
season.
question. It is spooky when stuff happens in the winter.
That threw me off. Anyway, no, I'm all messed up. Really threw me off.
So what was it? What? It sounded like a crash.
I don't like that. Now I have to like the whole house is like real dark and quiet too, so I'm gonna have to like go out there, turn all the lights on. I'm like freaked out. So here's the thing. What I saw was I had a red hooded sweater sitting on a chair, an armchair, right diagonal from me on the other side of my desk.
But what is this freeze
And
frame, by the
I
way?
saw
Like,
it. Right. I know that I was trying to get it perfect. So I saw the sweater raise and lower. And
Wait,
at the same time, I
raise?
heard, yeah, like it had
No.
been picked up and dropped. It could have, because I I'm very realistic and skeptical. Maybe I just saw it slide from a higher point on the chair onto the arm, and it, in my view, past the mic here, it looked like it was raised and lowered. But if anybody goes back and listens to this, I'm sure you can hear and I don't know what the fuck that was.
All right. So hear me out on this.
Could have
Not
been a
buying it?
cicada hitting the window outside, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty loud.
Notice that as I pull this party streamer down, the lip rises up over the edge and then falls.
Yeah, but it
So
was
it
like
could have
folded.
been the sweater folded in some way so that when it slid down, it caused it to raise and then
Yeah,
lower. But that doesn't then answer
when that noise
why.
happened.
more important questions
Yeah.
have since surfaced since the beginning of this conversation, such as, why do you have party streamers at your
Yeah,
desk?
what's up with that?
In case it's
Is
party
that-
time.
So now we know what he's been up to. But here, listen to this last little bit of the. What I hate is when in horror movies, everyone's like, there's something scary happening at night. Let's be quiet and keep the lights off. No, turn the fucking lights on and call the police. Wake everyone up. What are you doing? It's like, I think someone's in the house. Don't wake anyone up. No, wake everyone up. Warn them.
True. True.
I hate that
Although, did you go wake up your wife? No.
shit. No, I checked on her.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
What does that mean,
Okay,
check?
so here's the other thing. I'm the only one awake, and I'm in the only room with lights on. And that's where it happened.
I
I'm
think.
going with the party streamer theory. If any of this is real at all, which I didn't hear the sound, so I'm assuming it's all fake.
I
But
need
if
people
it
to
is
go
real
back
to some degree.
and here, I'll put this link in the chat. I need people to go back and listen to that on their own and tell me if you hear that knock. It was right when I say thought practice, because I'm talking about doing a tutorial and how I'm going to show files that I've overcomplicated, and then say, and go through my thought process, and I look over at the same time that I hear the sound. But I kept talking like I was like, that didn't happen. I'll keep talking. Then I was like, no, I'm thrown off. That really threw me off.
Are you still thrown off 47 and a half hours later?
This is the thing. It's my same theory with aliens. If there is such a thing as ghost, okay, well, do we get health care? Do we all have to work bullshit 9-to-5 job? Well, fuck off, ghost. You can't scare me because I don't have health care and I have to work most people have to work bullshit jobs, and they're one tragedy away from
Wait
living
a
on the
second.
street.
So the ghost cannot scare you personally.
Makes no
because
difference.
Other people are working 9 to 5 jobs. Is that correct?
My point is that circumstances out there are tough all over. And if there was suddenly a ghost, okay, there's worse things than that right now. I mean,
Happening to other people.
can
that aren't me.
anyone in a war zone say, yes, seeing a ghost will be worse than this? No, they wouldn't if they saw a ghost, they'd be like, I give a fuck.
Yeah, it depends on the ghost.
Yeah.
You ever see
That's
that fucking
well,
shit, 13
I'm
Ghosts?
trying not to get mortared.
I guess I'm talking about a poltergeist. That
I
movie's
don't
scary. Have you
know.
seen
ever
that
see
movie,
The Ring?
Andrew?
I've seen Poltergeist, yeah.
I mean, I've seen the original Ring. What are you talking about? I've seen them all.
Yeah.
I saw them before they were even well known. So,
Ju-on, yeah.
Ring.
13 Ghosts was super spooky when I was watching it in theaters. And then I watched it again with a few more hairs on my chin. And
Frolic in the brine, goblins be
It's a lot goofier than I remembered when I was young.
Yeah. I realize now that the goofiness is meant to mix in with the scariness to tone it all down for you. But I didn't pick up on any of the goofiness. I was just like, oh, they invented ghost spotting glasses, sure.
And Shaggy was in that movie.
True,
Star
Pink.
of the Scooby-Doo film.
This is what I was trying to say. That's
Absolutely.
articulating my point. Oh, Tyler Hackner's here. Happy birthday, Tyler. Tyler's birthday was yesterday, y'all.
Happy
I like how when
birthday,
you
Tyler
announce that
Hackner.
Tyler Hackner is here, you bring up a chat message of Looney Tunes saying hello to Tyler Hackner. Like that's your
Yeah.
example.
Double, yeah.
Well,
Doing double duty there.
I don't have energy to scroll back up and find out where Tyler's entry
Did the
chat
ghost
was.
steal your energy?
You know what? I mean, I'll tell you what I haven't got over is when because here's my smart ass goes down into the basement. Yes, it's finished, but it's a basement. And
You're
so that
asking for it then.
I'm down there by
Why be in the
myself with my laptop
stereotypical?
to see the moment where I heard the noise, not realizing that watching the experience would be a scarier experience. And it really threw me
Yeah.
off. And I was like, ooh, I could feel hair standing up. Like,
That is spooky spiders.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not buying it. I think either one, you're lying.
I'm not either.
Or two, it was the party streamer theory. And I also think, speaking of, I think the party streamer is a more interesting subject than this fucking fake ghost. Personally, I would like to delve into that other one. I don't know.
Yeah, dude. How old's that party streamer? And you're not allowed to say I have a party streamer because I like to party. Because that's like
Not that I like to, just that I'm
it's like
prepared
Jake
to.
walks into the club. Like,
Yes. That's like
and they're
clubbing
like,
attire.
that guy just took it up a notch.
Yeah.
He
Hop
brought
in with
oh,
this.
he
People
brought
are like, hey,
look at
I was
this.
wondering if we were going to have a good time tonight, and the answer clearly is yes.
So is that a yellow cone or a green cone? Or is it
gold
green
with
and yellow?
sparkles.
Then why is it
Awesome.
fucking green screened?
Who's to say?
That's
Maybe
awesome.
I have a
Whatever's
series
going on
of
with that
multicolored
green screen is
screens.
more interesting than this fucking fake ghost.
I think it is an intriguing mystery.
It's not a ghost. I don't think it was a ghost. I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was a ghost. What I know is I creep myself out. That's all. And that rarely happens. I'm not the
This
guy
makes
who
me-
thinks things live in the shadows.
This makes me want to see the X-Files, but Scully's always right.
I
That'd be
haven't
great.
seen it.
Oh, Andrea, come on.
The
Have you seen-
X-Files is here's it in a nutshell. 2 FBI agents investigate paranormal things. One of them, Mulder, always thinks it's something wild, and Scully always thinks it's something boring, and Mulder's always right. It's always something wild.
You gotta love having a skeptic because when they can't figure it out, when they can't disprove it, you know that's something. Like
You're fucked.
there was a whole show
Totally.
that it used to be this way. It's no longer this way. They have totally caved to everything's a fucking ghost, which is stupid. It was called Ghost Hunters. It was on for years.
Yeah.
And it was like these two rotor-rooter guys by day would hunt ghosts at night. And their whole thing was to debunk
Yeah.
and disprove. And there was like 3 times when they couldn't, and that was some interesting shit. It was like we don't know how that happened. We can
Did you
always
hear that
disprove it.
thunk?
Yeah, come on.
My microphone fell.
Look, if I was gonna fake it, I would do it in a much more like I don't feel like that clip we watched a minute ago was very entertaining. That was just me kind of mumbling about I'm gonna do this and that, and then oops, I got distracted. And then I watched it back and it creeped me out. But if I was gonna do it in a scary way, there'd be lights and other people
well, then that
involved.
would be obviously fake.
Yeah, entertaining is what I mean. Now, entertaining doesn't mean realistic.
So first of all, I find the skeptic debunking things fun
Yeah.
because it turns into Sherlock Holmes. It like solving the mystery becomes just as fun as, ooh, I'm going to pretend I think I saw genuine evidence of a ghost. But now you guys got me on a different track. Did you ever see Marble Hornets? Anybody know what I'm talking about
I
there?
watched that shit when it was new.
Yeah. Long-running internet series where a mystery is slowly revealed, a supernatural mystery. We should absolutely do our own half-assed version of Marble Hornets, where we're just
go
fiction or
full ass.
nonfiction?
Oh,
Non-fiction,
fiction.
of course.
They advertise it as nonfiction, but they have a website where they acknowledge it is in fact fiction, and also the things that happen are supernatural. It's genuinely creepy. Terrible quality at first, as with all internet things, they
Yeah,
get
that
better
shit
as the years
started
go
like when
on.
I was in like middle school or something. I
Yeah.
remember watching it like when it was on episode like 5 or some shit. And I
They
thought it was
have
real. I thought it was real. I'm not gonna lie
hold
to you. I
on.
was like, damn,
Well, they
that is
play it
real.
totally straight. They did such a good job, and they made the fact that they didn't know how to operate cameras or set up anything like that. They turned that to their advantage because
Yeah.
it made it feel real. It was people running around with cell phones.
92 videos, 100 and going on 120 million views. That's impressive. They have
Yeah.
666,000 subscribers. How did
What?
they
Really?
what did they just keep
That's interesting.
banning people so they can maintain
They must.
666?
They must.
There's got to be some.
That's
Well, they
clever.
also don't post any. Like I don't know if that channel posts anything now.
I think they have something kind of brilliant.
2009. Wow.
Here's something I'm interested to see happen throughout our lifetime, starting now. It's probably already started, but people are going to come back to videos. Like this Halloween, you will have another ghost story calling. Yes, yes, my dogs are God. Let's all encourage this. That's delightful. But if you make like a beloved series, people are going to go rewatch it over and over. I give you, for example, Team 4 Star, who just knocked it out of the park with like 30 or 40 videos, and they still make content constantly. But really, they could just sit back and enjoy the fruits of their 30 or 40 or 30
Never
or 40
seen it.
videos.
I never seen it.
That's the point being, it was something that is rewatchable, and I think I think we're going to have things like that. Like
I watched this like fucking. I went down this documentary rabbit hole on YouTube about dead YouTubers, and then I was
ooh,
like going to watch their channels, and it's pretty good stuff. Let me tell you.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, it's just people
Scary?
that died, but like they have a YouTube channel, and then you can just go look at videos from dead people.
I like it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I like the Down the Rabbit Hole channel. Have you guys seen that? It's
No?
similar. It's just
Does it just do what
it
I
just
said,
takes
but
you
like in a video form?
basically, although it's more geared towards like dark corners of the internet. Like, oh, here's this person that was documenting their decline in this, that, or the other thing, or here's a channel that was huge and then this is why it disappeared in the course of a week, and it's fascinating.
There was a couple of things like that and this is back when I first had internet at home. You know what I mean? Like I always had it at work, and there was a time where it was like, oh shit, I got it at home now. This is kind of cool. And there was a blog where I don't know if this was real, but there was real documentation by a girl and her boyfriend of her dad, who is apparently like, if memory serves, he was like what do you call it? What's a bad landlord? A slumlord? Is that what it is?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
So
slumlord.
they were like documenting him, and like this girl was like gonna rat out her dad, and then all of a sudden stopped, like cold, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then, and
Creepy.
there was there was a woman who was very popular on YouTube. She said that she was a comedy writer. She kind of wasn't. She started writing comic
Huh.
books. She used to take like kind of like scandalous pictures of herself, selfies and stuff like that, and like joke around about like, I hope my mom doesn't see this, and
Sure.
um like kind of I don't know what, sultry, I guess.
Was this a
Anyway,
child?
no, it's a real life. I forget her name. Is a woman. She was doing it on Twitter and Instagram and had like quite the following, you can
Who
imagine.
cares if her mom sees it then?
Well, but she was being very, she was barely wearing anything, right? And she was redheaded. I can't remember her name. But then one day, gone. And it was like, you see people drop off, and she was hilarious. She would like have the funniest tweets and stuff like that. In along with like a lot of people followed her because she was very witty and intelligent, but also she was doing like, you know,
Sure.
scantily clad selfies and whatnot. I don't even know,
The
like,
advertisement.
soft core. So, but it was funny because, or not funny, but it was very wild the way it was just like dead stop, no warning, no one knows what happened. I go back to her last Instagram post every now and then just to read the comments, and there's always a comment from like today of somebody being like, "Just hope you're okay." Nothing. Like I've never seen anyone who was like posting like 2, 3 times a day, just cold stop, no explanation, nothing, gone.
They probably just got locked out of their account. You know, it
But
happens
like
every
no,
day.
but I mean, this is like no internet presence whatsoever from that day. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit.
There was
I
a
hope to one day be in that category.
there was a chat room way back on it was like buried. This was old school chat rooms. And it was just buried on some really bizarre right wing kind of website. And this is before people use the term right wing commonly. And when I stumbled upon it, a friend of mine, I guess it was on like one of the early days of Reddit, they talked about it or something. It might predate Reddit, as a matter of fact. But anyway,
Oh wow.
he said, "You got to check this out, man. This guy on this chat is like a time traveler." And I was like, "That sounds dumb." And he was like, "No, it's a chat room about time travel, just fiction. And
Ah.
they're harassing this guy who doesn't want to talk about his thing, so he wasn't a willing participant. So it was like, "Yeah, I'm a time traveler. I come from this." He told his story, and they wanted to ask him questions, and he's like, "I'm not really into talking about it beyond that. I just wanted to, like, let you guys know you're not that far off."
I just
And
wanted
so
to drop the most interesting thing that you could possibly
right,
hear and then not discuss it further.
and it went on and on and on. It went on for a while, and I thought it was fascinating, and he would come back with, I'll just tell you this." He's like, "In this time period, there was like a scenario where he was walking down the highway with an empty gas can. He was going to fill it up because the car broke down. And he goes, no one fucking stopped to pick me up. I walk 5 miles in one direction, get my gas, 5 miles the other direction. No one ever stopped to offer me a ride. That's not how it is in the future. Why is it like that now? And I want to know when it changed. And I can't pinpoint the moment it changed." And so there were some like kind of profound things like that would make people think.
Hmm.
This is 2004, I think.
Hmm.
And it was really weird. It was like it felt so fucking real. And then somebody comes in and says, "Oh, yeah, everything that he said in that original post is from a book.
Ah.
It's not like a really popular book, but it's all from this book." And then we were all like, "Bail. That's
Well, if you're
bullshit."
gonna
But
do
it was
that, come up
fun.
with your own
Finesse. Yeah.
story. You know, like
Well, it
that's
was
the
like a
thing.
really unknown book, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like if I'm gonna go with all that effort, I'd make my own story. You know, maybe have a foundation or something.
I disagree. I like the fact that he one, great advertising for the book, and two, it's got a built-in truth mechanism to it, so it's in good
Mm,
fun. He's not trying to actually get away with this for all time. He's just doing a bit
I
of
would. It's
chicanery,
amateur hour.
shenanigans.
It's a lack of future planning. You know, you could have been controlling the world with your time travel
No, that's the
stories.
point. It is future planning fun enough, but it's
I
planning on
disagree.
it people eventually figuring it out. It demonstrates that his goal was not actually to fool people forever, but to goose them.
I
Sarah
don't know. I would burn every copy of the book, and you
Oh,
know,
there
it's
you
like
go.
Sarah Beatty.
Sarah Beatty is the author.
This is the person that just abruptly left
Ah,
social media, if anyone cared. And I think she stopped posting on Twitter way before. I'm trying to see. There's nothing new. I think she stopped posting on Twitter way before um, the abrupt departure, which was on Instagram, September 2nd, 2021. Just, I mean, that's look. If I suddenly just was like, I'm done with Twitter, I would say that and then bail and delete my account probably.
Oh.
And or if I was done with YouTube, I'd be like, guys, all these videos will be up here. Thanks, Google Ads, for sending me checks periodically, but I'm done.
On a
Right?
quasi-related note, I am not done with YouTube, and thank you to all the people who have
That's not why I said
left
it.
me messages. I just after you said the thing about people leaving messages on the last video, I remembered all the messages I've seen on my last video. And and thank you. Let me call out some folks. Dominico, thank you. He wrote me a lovely message. Foxy, AC, everybody, Wireless Mike, the whole gang who have been worried. It's genuinely, as I said, except I get home with the sun down and leave before the sun is up, and I tell myself every single day I'm gonna put out a video today, and I get home and instead I go every
That
night.
was pretty good. The pretending to sleep noise, it was very good.
It's just one snore throughout the whole night, all inhale. In the morning, I look like Kirby.
For the first 3 hours of the day, you're exhaling. Like it's like
Yeah.
a superpower. Like you could run a
Yeah.
marathon, without needing to worry about breathing.
That's why I got to wait till lunch to have coffee. It's a nightmare.
So you want to see the last thing she put on Instagram?
Oh, is it going to be sad or creepy?
She's
Sad,
hilarious.
probably. Okay.
Yeah, I know. She's really funny. And so you got to keep in mind, this is like COVID times.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
COVID-19 is some real shit. If you're not buying, stay out. Cover your fucking mouth. Shut the fuck up. Buy your shit and leave ASAP. No titty or shoe money. Stand back at least 6 feet. Store capacity is only 5 motherfuckers at once. You cough, you're out. Stay safe and stay alive. Plava. So that's like some, I guess, what do they call them?
I think it's supposed to
Bodega.
say playa.
Oh, I thought the name was Plava. Yeah, maybe it got cut off. But then you can see that she has one
Yeah.
comment from 142 weeks ago, and then people are like, "Hope you're okay wherever you are," from 3 weeks ago.
But what is titty money?
No. I don't know. That's kind of why this is so funny. What
But
is
what's also
shoe money?
shoe money?
Oh, when you take money out of
TIT.
your bra or money out of your shoe. People keep cash
Huh.
right?
I see.
Um,
I see. Yeah.
We miss
I
you.
like, hi, check your DMs. Like,
People are scared
32 weeks ago. Hi, check your DMs. Like,
people are scared
sure
she
she
did
will.
something. They're like, "Why don't you turn off the comments?" Just real weird. Like, look, and she was like about to make a Superman and Lobo, or she was writing a Superman and Lobo comic all of a sudden.
Was this official?
Yeah. And that never came out.
Dang it.
You just gotta search first name, last name, dead on Twitter or on Google
Try
or
it.
whatever.
I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I've done that.
Maybe she just joined a nice cult.
I mean, one can only hope. But now, I mean, she was too edgy for that. All right, I'm gonna read some super chats because somebody is Mila wants me to check this out. $10 from Mila. Hey, Andrea Ravinsky and Matt. Last night, a group I'm with was asked to co-sponsor a real-life event featuring Ben Burgess. Must admit, I have mixed feelings. Your comments. I'll tell you my feelings on Ben Burgess. When Ben Burgess went on the Joe Rogan show, he tweeted out that it was a bucket list moment.
What?
That can't be your bucket list, okay? That can't be anywhere on. How long is your bucket list? If your bucket list is 1,000 items. Yeah, maybe that's on there. But before a bucket list is things you want to do before I die. I gotta go on the Joe Rogan experience. You gotta course
Yeah, I want to
correct.
hang out with real scumbags
You gotta course
for a
correct.
couple of hours.
And this
Well,
wasn't that long
Not
ago.
even fun scumbags, just
So
horrible people.
my opinion is I disagree with organizing real life events at this moment in time. I also disagree with organizing with Ben Burgess.
Sure.
like that
Do I
definitely
think
wouldn't
he's
be
a
worth the
terrible
risk.
person? No. But should people give him a platform? I think I don't know. I mean, I haven't read anything he's put out recently because the stuff he was putting out was really stupid. But I'll say it's possible he's not as stupid at this moment in time. It's possible, and if that's the case, then okay, I'm willing to endorse that. But
I would be real
don't know.
frank. You didn't ask me, so I'm gonna just stick my nose in it anyway. I'd be real frank with the people that want to co-sponsor it and say this guy said that going on Joe Rogan, who got a bunch of people killed because of his nonsense with COVID-19, he said that was a bucket list moment. Now you fellows that want to co-sponsor this thing think it's a good idea to herald this person who doesn't have the sense to know that being on Joe Rogan is a mark of shame. Unless you're there to argue with him.
Unless you're telling him to
above all
that
else,
would be
like
that would be
shameful,
epic.
like morally kind of bad. But above all of that, it's just cringe. Like that's cringe incarnate. Like, and I'm just saying, like, my bucket list does not include going on some douchebags podcast. I'm sorry, but like I don't know, man.
But
Like,
focusing
shouldn't your
on
bucket list have like make your own podcast as big as Joe Rogan's? But
exactly. And so focusing on this person, Haley, you got to ask yourself, are you the sort of person that cares about the couple of dozen clicks that Ben Burgess's name is going to get on whatever thing you're trying to put on, whatever event you're doing, so much that you're willing to make it just normalize idolizing Joe Rogan or whatever else, whatever other bad judgments that says that this guy
my
has.
big thing, I would be curious to see what he's been saying about the protests this week, because in 2020 he was like doing this both sides and like BLM are rioters and they're trying to kill the cops and this stuff. So I'm curious
he's
if
not
he
a
has
person,
that same take for the protests now. I would.
He's not worth keeping in the conversation. His opinion is of no value, because if you're not sure what side you should be on with BLM, go to hell. We have no time for this person.
Yeah, or at least
I would have never thought
the...
I'd be the lightest here. I am, given I've had my multi-year feud with Ben Burgess.
Talk about things.
I'm defending him. So.
Talk about things in an intelligent way that challenges norms versus bullshit. Oh, well, I read on the internet. Come on, man. Or I heard, a friend of my friend was saying, that's all garbage. You're just trying to be contrary. Here's another good.
Talk about things earnestly. Even if you're wrong, do it earnestly. Have a sincere conversation about serious things. And if you can't do that, if all you can do is have distracting conversations about serious things, you're part of the problem. And if you co-sponsor this event with Ben Burgess, you're part of the problem, person who didn't ask my opinion.
That's well, she probably thinks that you're not biased. Like,
sure
we are, but
Damn,
I do
someone's
think
gonna clip this shit, and then Ben Burgess is gonna like call us radical leftists on Twitter.
Good.
Does
You'd
anyone
be accurate for me.
instigate?
Yeah.
Who wants to instigate? Clip it right now.
Here's another.
Come on, Ben Burgess. See what you got.
Pondering Politics. This is Josiah. I don't know if everyone's watching Pondering Politics.
Oh yeah,
I enjoy this
fantastic
content. And the best thing is, like, I don't always agree with Josiah, but he's cool with that.
Is this a potential?
I mean, I think he's
alert?
ugly as hell,
Sure.
but other than that, great content.
Thank you for the $10. How's everyone handling our increasingly likely free fall into fascism in November? Well, I'll tell you, but let me go first. I'll tell you how I'm looking at this. This free fall has been going on for a long time.
True.
FDR warned that if we don't embrace a new economic Bill of Rights, then we are destined to fall into,
Preach it,
these
brother.
aren't his exact words, but it would be an aristocratic paradigm of sorts. And that privatization would have all the strength and the people would have nothing, and that would inevitably lead to fascism. And so I think that's been happening for a long time. And when neoliberalism was born in the 70s, it was, all but a sure bet at that point. But so I think whether Trump is president or not, fascism is inevitable unless there is you were talking about a course correction. There needs to be a gigantic, major course correction. My glimmers of hope are, like, for example, they said you could never unionize in the South. Wrong. Alabama,
Boom.
Tennessee, it's happening. It's going to start happening
Thank
in
you,
South
Valley
Carolina
Labor
more and
Report.
more as well. We got BMW in South Carolina. Just a matter of time before they try that here.
BMW.
Yep, it's about
Get
a
it done.
45-minute drive
Yes.
from where I am. I'll be if it's in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If they strike, I will be on that picket line.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'll go down
live
there.
correspondence.
The good
Well,
good
my
people of
opinion-
the wicked audience bought some sandwiches for striking auto workers.
There you go.
It's a high watermark for your old pal Jake.
What are you guys doing for the what are you guys doing for the free fall? I said like it was New Year's.
Yeah,
Voting
well,
for
my
somebody I
opinion
hate.
on that is that I think we're fucked, and really, either your options are get rich really quickly, or overthrow the government. Those are the two options to prevent fascism from affecting you. So, choose wisely.
I'm 1.5 accomplished of those two things that you said.
1.5.
Yeah.
So you've overthrown the government already, or you're halfway there,
Halfway.
and you're rich.
I came into money. I didn't come into money. I secured money and I'm out of debt. You'll never be richer than you are out of debt, and the government has no hold over me.
Beautiful.
I have no taxes to pay.
But could
Dang.
you survive in some sort of apocalyptic scenario, like food
Yes.
shortages, water shortages, or
Yes,
stuff
we're
like that?
sustainable.
That's amazing.
But
I didn't know we were in the presence of such wealth here.
but it's very boring. No, it's not wealth, but it's just smart money management. But it's very boring.
That's like the book that someone would write who's on like the top 10 billionaires. It's not wealth, it's smart money management, like 15 tips for how to become a billionaire.
I'm just gonna go back to working because it's fun.
God, no.
Well, but I can take the job I want. And there's no, because half of like
That's fair.
having a job is being scared you're gonna lose it. And today's
That's
May Day,
true.
by the way. Yeah. So what if you could have a job where you're like, they're like, well,
it's
Matt,
May
you'll
Day.
get fired, and I'm like, well, all right, I quit. Fuck you.
It's funny how
Oh,
much.
get a job
I
just
see
to do
you.
Yeah.
I see you've had 12 jobs in the last year, and it's like, yeah, it's because I don't give a fuck. Oh, okay. Well, how long
Yeah, if you
before they
even-
make me the president of that company based on that attitude?
Weirdly,
I
it
don't know.
does
I don't
kind of
have that
work
much
like
money.
that.
I don't really
If
have
you-
that
it-
much money though.
If you have the ability to just not give at a job, it's not unlike the dating world. Actually, there's that edge it gives you to be able to take it or leave it. Oh, well, hello there, my friend.
So you have to be here next week because Sandy's going to be very disappointed.
I mean, I'm going to be as dog tired, but good to see you, Sandy. Oh, my God, you absolute angel.
What is dog tired? That sounds offensive.
Dogs
it's
get
when you,
visibly
yeah.
tired.
Yeah, when you're like, you sleep like this.
Yep. On that note, please tell Max I said hi from Pendulous Dragon,
Hello,
member for 3
sweetheart.
months.
Max, you're famous. You're on TV.
Who's a good boy?
Morbius
You're on
Dragon
TV,
gifting
Max.
memberships.
They're talking about you.
Oh, anti-corporatist, hello. Hello, hello.
I'm planting seeds on this one. Seeds of dissent or literal.
We gotta follow through on our. Oh wait, it's Pinkerbell. Hold on.
Oh,
A 24-hour. Glad to see you, friend. Heart to all. Hello, my friend. A 24-hour marathon of ghost harassers on the use.
that'd be great.
Yes.
Ghost harassers. They're like, we know you're in here.
You
Just show
nerds.
yourself.
That's
What are
I
you
would sign
afraid
up for
of?
that. I would do that.
Are you dead
Is that
or what?
real? Can I join that? Is that real?
I would love that. It'd be like
Absolutely.
they're going around with like the property manager at the beginning, and they're like, sometimes we hear something in here, and you're like, where?
In here? Oh, come on.
Sometimes these doors open and close. Take these doors off the hinges. Fuck these ghosts. That would be awesome. This is
Oh
a
my
thing.
God.
Okay, Pendulous Dragon, you have the mental rights to that. I might run with it. I'm just saying.
I
Okay,
can't-
I have an update on Max the dog.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
on the subject of being dog tired, so I woke him up because he was mentioned in a way. So while getting up, he decided instead of sleeping on the floor, he was going to go to the bed.
He's a
That's how
sweet
tired
boy.
he is.
Smart. Smart dog. I gave my dog a
Right.
bath the other day. So
I have
Max
to.
does not
re-
like bads. He's traumatized.
my dog doesn't either.
I didn't write this. My friend wrote this as a pitch for a show. Ghost Squatters. You know what? His pitch for the show was Ghost Hunters, but it's like 3 of the stereotypical people you expect to find where somebody's like, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. Somebody else is like, I use all this technical equipment to measure air. But then you have somebody who's like, I'm Bartleby Finnegan, and he's got like a old-timey safari
Or-
hat and an elephant gun.
The
And he's like,
eccentric character?
I murdered these bullets in front of their spouses after giving them business that they can't finish. Now the bullets are haunted, which means we should be able to shoot this ghost.
I I think let's go back to Ghost Squatters for a minute. Wouldn't it be funny?
Wait a minute. Oh, I
Yeah.
died when my husband.
Or
I
well,
don't care about
think,
your sob story.
think about Ghost Squatters and it's like you show up with all your tech equipment, you set up cameras, and then basically it's just you bring in the local sheriff to be like, you have 24 hours to vacate the premises, ghost. And we're
Got
gonna
a Hoover.
keep these cameras going. And if you don't, we're gonna put all your shit on the curb. Or what? I don't know.
You go to the house a day later, there's like an old haunted doll on the side of the curb, a bureau,
Oh, but ghost
those old tiny
harassers.
candle holders. Yeah,
That's the one.
bunch of jerks from Boston.
How about ghost killers? We're not harassing them. We're killing these motherfuckers.
Well, that
What-
would actually that loops around to being rad again.
The thing I hate about the ghost hunting shows is either they're just everything's
John
a
Wicked.
fucking ghost and there's no way you could easily disprove it, or like on Ghost Hunters, there was always the one guy where every time they heard something, he go, "What the fuck was that?" And it's like, dude, what kind of science is this? Where you're listening, and the second you hear it, you talk over it.
That's what you fucking
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Muzzle.
That's what you. That's exactly.
No,
what
I'm
you
not.
Did, though.
I wasn't sitting here waiting for it to happen.
Yeah,
that
but
would
you
be
did do
totally
that,
different.
though.
Not really. I just
Yeah.
kept talking.
Also, come on, you know they're like, we need stuff for the trailers, so let's listen to that again, and this time be surprised by it.
There was one time the guy said, "Run, bro, run." And they all got on him for it. They made all kinds of jokes about him. I love that. He looked like he was going to cry.
Zero PE
PE.
in New York, especially. Yeah, Eric Adams let us down again.
I mean, this guy. How long before Chris Hayes pulls a Mehdi Hassan and announces his independent
I
media
think he's
outlet?
too beta.
I hope so.
Did you
I
see
hope so.
his
I also
thing from
Chris
tonight?
Hayes came from my station. let me tell you what.
Really?
WGHN in Lansing. And for that alone, I choose to believe he's going to go Mehdi Hassan.
He's got a almost 8-minute clip that he put on online tonight on Twitter. That's where I saw it. And
I haven't seen any clips yet.
he is, I mean, here. Okay, I'm Joe Scarborough. I watch 3 minutes of the 8-minute clip and go, I got to make a phone call. And then somebody calls Chris Hayes
What
and
was
goes,
the
"Hey."
clip? I don't follow.
He's talking about how the media is in bad faith reporting in bad faith on the student protests on campuses across the country
Also known as
referring to
lying.
them as terrorists. And yeah, and lying and saying that they're being violent and they're breaking laws. Okay, so
Or they're
maybe
being anti-Semitic because they're
encampments are
not.
right.
Yeah, they're
And
not supporting Israel's attack.
and
Like
he is
this.
very much calling out his network and other
Well,
hosts.
yeah,
Now,
Morning Joe did that like fucking. These
Yeah,
guys have some
where are the
advanced
grown-ups?
chains.
Yeah, that they sell in the store on campus for bike locks. But you know what's funny is there's this ad that keeps popping up because I'll watch all of my own YouTube videos with like 20 burner accounts and I never skip the ads, right? Just kidding. But there's these ads that keep
You
popping up
used to be
where
able to get banned for just saying that, even if it's a joke. I don't know if you can anymore.
Are you kidding?
Back in the day, yeah, when YouTube first monetized in like
Good
2010,
God.
2011, there were a lot of people that made that exact joke and got their monetization ripped away.
Who would seriously do that? Okay, well, I'm moving
I
on.
would seriously
So
consider it, but then I'd do the math and say, "Oh, never mind."
I don't have that kind of time. I'm sitting here making the content, not rewatching
The electricity
it. So
bill would be higher. Yeah.
right. So there's this ad that keeps popping up for Biden, and it's Barack Obama with him, and he goes, for the price it would cost a Morning Joe or a cup of Morning Joe, right? And he does it in a way that's like wink because Joe Biden said his favorite news show is Morning Joe.
Mm,
And then they're like, he's our Trump, right?
Oh God, yeah.
So we're just everything we say is filtering straight to him, and now we can affect policy, and they love that shit. And so here's Obama making reference to it in the new campaign ad he's doing. And I just think that Morning Joe has enough clout with that alone that they can have Chris Hayes reprimanded.
We'll see. I would be shocked. I don't know. I feel like Chris Hayes. I have never watched any of these K-pop. Like, I
I
don't
don't
know
watch
any
that
of
shit.
them. But from what I have
can't-
seen from him, I feel like he's too beta to go all the way.
1 second.
I mean, it's a pretty good clip. Did you see that CNN tweet that's going
Also,
around?
I really
Which
need
one?
to correct myself before somebody else Googles this. Chris Hayes didn't come from my station. I was thinking of Chris Hansen. Because we were talking about ghost hunters, and my mind went to other shows of that caliber. To Catch a Predator.
You should
That
have
was Chris
just
Hansen,
let
not
the
Hayes.
lie ride. Like
That's awesome. Here, let me
I
show
didn't-
you.
I had to look up the name of the To Catch a Predator guy. I can tell you off the bat, though, Chris Hayes was one of because I researched him for an unrelated thing. He's one of the youngest journalists at MSNBC ever. So he was never in my
I
neck of
did
the
see
woods.
this one, by the way. Yeah.
Today,
Fucking
destruction,
national
violence,
security's
and hate
Jesus.
overtake college campuses across the country with Jewish students feeling unsafe at their own school. Their own schools.
Fucking hell.
It is unacceptable and hearkening back to the 1930s in Europe.
Effing ridiculous.
Now, what is
Never
what
mind
is she
that
trying to
there's
say by their own schools?
Jewish students for peace
It's like
out there protesting as well.
everybody. Okay, so whatever you think about it, whatever you think, everyone's got an opinion. Whatever. I don't really care. You're on fucking CNN and you are going to lie about the fact that there's no violence until the cops show up and just start brutalizing people. Look, even if somebody was getting arrested and a professor was like, "Hey, stop doing that," you can turn around, assess the situation within a few seconds and go, "Okay, well, I can just spin them around, put the handcuffs on, and put them in a car." No, they have to like body slam everyone. They have to put everyone in a chokehold. They have to hold people on the ground. It's totally, it's unnecessary. It's completely uncalled for. The punishment
And on
does not
its
fit the crime.
and let's go up a layer too. Just the words they were saying about that are a lie. It
Right.
ignores the fact, it ignores the fact that there's Jewish Students for Peace as part of these protests. It's willfully ignoring the fact that anybody who speaks against Israel is called anti-Semitic by the definition that Israel put out.
Yeah.
Further going even a step back from that, their lower thirds, their little blurb on the bottom, said things like, protests erupt at college campuses.
Yeah.
Apparently, when a protest erupts, that is describing the process of informing the campus politely and well ahead of time that they'd be gathering at a certain time and then gathering peacefully. That's an eruption, according to CNN. Absolutely despicable.
I mean, have we learned nothing from Kyle Rittenhouse? He can just get away with this shit. Yeah, and the Zionist protesters, the counter protesters, I guess, are, admittedly Zionists. I'm not labeling them. They're coming in there brutalizing the peaceful protesters, and the cops are just like, cool, that's fine.
Yeah, they're like launching like fucking fireworks and other
Who
kinds of
trained
like
the cops?
weapons into the crowds.
Who trained our cops?
Well, Eric
Eric
Adams
Adams said,
personally said
Yeah.
that he got like a lot of training and insight from the IDF directly. So
Yep, they've been training police in this country for a long time.
The revolution is, first of all, its need is plain, right here and now. And the fact that we can recognize that things like this happen, the inequality happens along political lines, means that if we don't act, we will be acted upon. And the revolution will not be cool. That's the thing that people need to wrap their minds around. It's going to be a whole bunch of people eating a whole lot of crow. It's going to be people voting for people that they are willing to work with but don't like. It's going to be people forcing those politicians through coordinated pressure campaigns to do things that need to be done. It's going to be a whole lot of boring things. The only thing it's going to be protests. That'll be the coolest thing, is that you'll be able to get a picture of you getting your ass whipped by police. But the only thing it's not going to be is a bunch of people in berets storming a building saying "Viva la Revolution." It's just, it won't be that.
I'm sure someone's already said
be
this.
pretty cool though.
But
Would be.
when January 6th happened, we were all sitting there going, man, if these were all black people, there'd be a show of force.
Dead on
the
the
cops
steps.
would,
Dead
and,
on the steps.
And we were saying if these were college protesters or people of any race or ethnicity marching in favor of equality, they would be beat up.
If they were marching for something good that would help people, they would have been shot. But because they were marching to take away people's rights. Sure.
A reporter had her eye shot out from a beanbag gun or something, right? Like,
this is how it tells you what you need to know
reporter
about
that
our
was
society.
just killed and then had to get like resuscitated by a street medic, but they were like dead for like 5 minutes or something. So
Jesus.
And we just had that fucking tuxedo joking around. What's it called? The press something or other.
Yeah, correspondence dinner.
Yeah,
nonsense.
Is that still happening? I thought Trump canceled them.
They took it off. They stopped doing it for a few years, didn't they? And then they brought it back. And Colin Jost is like, Biden, you're the greatest, and oh my god.
He stopped doing it because he has no sense of humor and he can't take a joke. Yada yada yada. But Biden should have also not kept it going for entirely different reasons because it's not appropriate. If you're up there telling jokes about the way things are, then you don't understand what's
I've
actually
never
going on.
watched that shit. I don't know, like, I don't know why people watch it. Like, I know why people would go there, because it's like the fucking quid pro quo museum of, like, corruption. But like people watch it on TV. Like that one like what? Are you really so fucked up in the head
It's
that
all
you're
the masks are
watching
off.
this
It's
shit
all a
for
joke.
entertainment purposes?
They're
Hmm.
like, here's all the like, donate to us, vote harder, and then they turn around and go, let's joke about it. Let's make real life an SNL skit.
Gang,
I don't like it.
I got to be up in 5 hours. Which means I got to
Oh,
find a way to be
for
asleep
what
before
time
that.
does your shift start at Partyland or
At
whatever the
Partyland.
name of the party shop is that you're working at now?
As an
All
employee of
right.
Partyville, I don't know about this Partyland. They've had some really bad products in the
Or
past.
are you a birthday party clown?
No, well, since it's you guys, I'll just say it. What I've been doing is
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, no one say anything after this.
For like
5 hours.
1 second, I almost got it. I thought it would happen, but
So who needs to be up at 4? It's 3 a.m. where he is, right?
there's a secret project here, and I'm just hoping it's good. Now that I know that Jake isn't like destitute and like in like living in a dumpster somewhere, or that
But
still could be
it's
happening. I'm not sure. He
he's
could
an
be
hour back
broadcasting from
from
the
us.
dumpster, and then he has to leave at 4. So he has to get up at 4 so that he leaves the dumpster, so he doesn't get sent to the landfill, right? My
Jake is Oscar the Grouch? Hold on. Not with that tie. So wait, why is Michigan an hour back
depends where you are. I don't know if the
from the
fucking
East Coast?
I don't know if the fucking what
Yeah.
is it? The upper section, that little fucking weird part that's disconnected. I don't know if they're at another time zone.
So he's got to be up at 3 in the morning. Oh, he says it's actually 5. I just did the math wrong. It's like, gang, I got to be up in 7 hours. I got to go. 7 hours is easy.
Well, I wanna share my
It's like a
story with
lot.
sleep. I've been
Okay.
deprived for like several days now because I had
Oh,
one day where I got really high and I like slept until like noon or something on the weekend. And then that night, I didn't go to sleep until like 3 or 4 a.m. And, usually I try to like do the peel back, I try to shift it an hour every night until I'm back to something reasonable. I got woken up by a loud noise after about 3 hours of sleep. And then I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm staying up. And then you know what I did? You know what this fucking idiot who's talking currently did that same day that I woke up on 3 hours of sleep? I
had
stayed up until
coffee.
3 a.m.
Oh.
again because I was fucking having fun playing video games. So I had the fucking golden opportunity to reset it right then and there. No siree bub. Okay, so then I woke up again like today at like 8 or 9. And I went to sleep at like 3. So I've been getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And personally, I feel great.
That's my world. I would never sleep more than 5 hours a night. I can't.
Maybe you got that super magic gene. There's like a specific gene where you can run off of like a 1 or 2 less REM cycles of sleep or something.
Yep. And I um I've I've always been able to um produce more throughout the day, like at jobs and stuff. I was always very, high energy and very productive. Didn't matter. I mean, there were road trips where I'd be on 20 hours no sleep and I'm losing it. Like I'm not the same person. It gets really bad and weird. But I've had jobs where I was up for 20 hours and I was fine. Like at my desk, I was fine. I don't know what that is. But then what happens is you're like, if I'm gonna do something for 20 hours straight, it shouldn't be work. Should be fun.
Well, that's where I was at. I was
Yeah.
playing some video games.
Yeah, if I sleep more than like if I sleep 6 or 7 hours, which does happen, but if I do that, the nightmares, I have terrible nightmares. That's why I used to like smoking weed because I wouldn't it would suppress my dreams. That was the greatest thing. And then when that
You gotta practice dream therapy. You
well,
gotta
and
enter
we've
your
talked about
dreams so you
that.
make friends with the nightmares.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. But so do you want to hear about a recurring dream I've been having? This is really weird.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, okay, tell me.
So, you know Jessica Burbank?
I think.
Um
And you're dreaming about this person?
and Kyle Kalinske, and it's that they're secret twins separated at birth, and they find out, and their name, and they realize their name was Berlinski,
This
Burbank
is a
and
dream, a
Kalinske. It's
recurring dream.
fucking ridiculous. There's no reason. It's not even
What?
funny. It's like I'm the guy who uses these people from online media to make comics about and joke about. I would have this idea and go, "That's fucking dumb. I'm not doing that one."
But
But
like
here I
it's a
am dreaming
recurring
about it weekly.
nightmare?
Yeah. Well, not a nightmare, but it's just like they were doing a press conference in one. They were having like a town hall in another one where they were taking a lot of questions about it, and they were like, "Yeah," and then they were and then there was like a special news report about it where somebody was like, Jessica Burbank was born in blah, blah, blah. Guess what? So was Kyle Kalinske. And their real name is Berlinski. And I was like, this is the dumbest. I wake up going, of all the dreams I remember, why this one is so stupid. I put it on, I, I had like this impulse to put it on Twitter, and one person said, "That's really sad. I'm sorry for you." And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm deleting this tweet. This is so dumb. Why am I even acknowledging? Why am I acknowledging it right now?
I wonder if I could go back in time. I would go back in time and shut my internet off as soon as I said no to your question.
Right? How silly. But my point is like dreams are dumb, man. Dreams are, I don't get that shit. And if you
Dreams are just a
can
different.
manipulate them, that's what's
Dreams are like
yeah.
drugs. It's entering
Yeah.
a different reality recreationally. And I have bad dreams all the time. I get nightmares like, on several times a week. But like I try to like, if I get a nightmare, I try to okay, what is causing me this distress? Like let me analyze it for like an hour in the morning, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with that. I think there's a lot to be learned from what goes on with our brains at all. Like when we're awake even.
Yeah, it's
I think
talking to
people
your inner self.
people think they figured out what's going on when we're awake, and I think the key to that is what's going on when we're asleep.
What if
So,
what if the only things like when you're awake, right? You're actually asleep and you're processing the day.
yeah.
So you're never actually awake.
So we're dreaming now?
We're dreaming right now? Yeah.
Cool. So I'm dreaming that I was telling you about this stupid dream I've been see, I don't like those layers.
Would you say that there's too many layers?
No, it's like I can't shake the dumb secret twins separated at birth. And I was like critical. I'm sitting here watching a news report, like, why are they calling them secret twins? It's like, why did I even dream this? This is so stupid. I'm like criticizing shit that's in my dream, like I didn't come up with it. Annoying. Absolutely did not intend to talk about it tonight, so we can change the situation. Change
So you're
the
having some creepy
topic,
fan fiction dreams about certain
yeah,
people.
which I am way too cool to have, frankly.
Now here's the real question: have I ever appeared in a dream? Other than this one, of course.
No.
I'm a
Well,
little
oh yeah,
embarrassed.
because I'm in all your dreams, right? Come on. That's
Well,
not
I had a
happening.
dream that I was doing a podcast, like Love Past 10 once. And then
Okay,
I
but
freaked
that's
out
not.
because like I was looking at myself. This is something I do every week is I look at the screen, which includes me. And then sometimes when I'm really high, I get stuck staring at myself when I'm not talking. And that freaks me out. And that happened in my dream once, and it freaked me out. So technically you did appear in one of my dreams, but I don't know if we
As an
interacted.
extra, as a background extra.
Well, yeah, at least you're an extra.
Here's me in
I
your
got
dream.
nothing here. I'm losing out to Kyle Kuklinski of all people.
Here's me in your dream. Fucking boring. At least do something. Get in there, manipulate it.
I installed. We got the air conditioner up and
With
running here.
remote, huh?
Oh
Nice.
yeah, high tech.
When I sold my house in Colorado, the contract said there was a line item that said must include all remotes for ceiling fans. And I was like, it's a cord. Do we don't
What?
who are these lazy bass? How high do you think the ceilings are? You were in the house. Right there. Yeah, I was like, that's funny. And they were like, I think that's standard. And I was like, really? Some lazy
What?
bastards just sitting around with the. Although, you know what's funny now is I do have a remote for my ceiling fans right there.
I've never even heard of a ceiling fan remote.
It's just because I want to be able to turn it down while I'm doing a podcast. So I
But
have the
like,
remote. Otherwise,
so
I
there's
wouldn't.
like a fucking electronic sensor that recognizes. Like, can you
Oh, yeah.
use a TV remote to program your ceiling fan and get arbitrary code execution?
Arbitrary code execution. I don't know because that's above my pay grade. But there are remotes for ceiling fans. Yeah. There's remotes for everything, Andrea. But since the birth of radio, they figured out waves. I told you how I used to dream about the Doberman. I lived in a house with a Doberman. I was talking about this the other night on stream. But I used to dream about that dog because my nightmares were so bad. Like I I was doing a lot of hallucinogenics and I started trying to control my dreams and somebody said you got to dream about a dog and as a protector. And I was like, "Oh, I got one in the house. I'll just dream about that dog. It's a Doberman. That should work." And
Yeah, I
yeah, I
got a
mean,
Max dog.
it worked, but
Hi, Max.
there are remotes for everything. Stoves, refrigerators, cars.
Wait,
It's receptors and
refrigerators?
receivers, you guys.
No. What the fuck are you using a remote for on a refrigerator? I'm sorry, this one I don't agree with. What?
Yeah.
Like you change the temperature of the refrigerator remotely
Well,
or something? Like
okay, so
what are you
now
doing?
now it's like everything's connected to your phone. So you live in a real high-end house. Everything, all the appliances, all the electricity, everything is connected to your phone.
What if you lose your phone?
No, then you just do it manually.
Then you have to move, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, if you lose your phone, that's it. New house.
okay, but what
So,
does the
why are
remote
you
on the
selling
fridge
your
do?
house? I can't find my phone. And they're like, "Ooh, another one." That's been happening a lot.
I bet. But go back to this refrigerator, because what the fuck do you
Yeah.
use the remote for?
Make ice.
What?
Yeah, adjust the temperature. Yeah.
I
There's a
wouldn't
lot of
trust ice made in the refrigerator because usually the refrigerator is connected straight to the water line, which has some fucked up water.
There's a lot of useless shit that rich people are like, I need it.
I need it.
Let's look it up. Ah, look it up. Smart fridge. Yeah, temperature. That's all it is.
Why?
Here, let's see. Fan slower, fan faster, cool, heat, fan only, auto fan. Temperature higher or lower, energy saver, sleeper, timer, power. Dumb. I did recently buy a handheld vacuum. I researched it for like 2 days because I was trying to find the perfect one.
What the fuck is a handheld vacuum? Because
Like
I've never
wireless.
seen anything else. A wireless.
Yeah, it looks like a wand. Like it looks like it looks exactly like a pipe bomb, but it's a vacuum. But it's
Where
like
does
for my car.
But where does the vacuum particles go? Where do they go?
Quick release, little push a button, opens, falls out. The thing only runs, it takes 2.5 hours to charge and only runs for 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. It's 30 minutes if you put it on turbo, but it's 19,000 pascals. Your average home vacuum is like 30,000. Like a stand-up vacuum, that you move back and forth. So this little
Which is also
handheld guy,
handheld, by
19,000.
the way.
Yeah, but it's in contact with the ground first. Handheld means I can do my dashboard,
Well, what is
dog
first?
hair off
Why
the
are you
seat.
putting them in order?
What is what?
What if I have my vacuum on a shelf and I grab it by the handle and then put it onto the floor? Then I would grab it first, and so therefore
That's just called an upright vacuum, though.
I think it's just called a vacuum. If I'm allowed to monopolize that term in this context.
Sure. But this is specifically wireless handheld. And I found the most powerful one for the best price. It lasts the longest. So I'm like intentionally not dusting anything in this office until my vacuum's charged because I don't do things like this anymore. I only do things like this. It's oh, and reverse. So I can use it to inflate. Like paddle boards. We go paddle boarding. I can inflate my paddle boards. Inflatable mattress, like if you have company over. Very quickly inflates
This is a
things.
multi-purpose tool.
Yeah, it's got different attachments. Pretty badass. So
Holy fuck.
yeah. It's a Fantic. Fantic. Fantic.
Uh-oh. What is this, an ad?
Brought to you by the Letter Hack.
Wait,
The
so
only vacuum worthy of the Letter Hack's needs. How would the ad go?
I mean, I think it
Mila.
would go, just rewind the tape by 90 seconds or so.
Do you ever wonder where dust comes from? So do I. Anyway, it's here to stay, or is it? With the new Fantic handheld vacuum at 19,000 pascals, dust is a thing of the past. You can get back to live streaming in no time.
Can you compost dust?
Oh yeah, you can compost anything. Why? What? I think no. I think that would. Well, yeah, because you can compost dirt. So yes, but
But what is
you
dust? Is
want like
dust
a
dirt?
balance though.
Like
My
dust
thing
is like
is
skin cells and hair and shit.
okay. I was watching that movie Scoop. Have you heard of this with Gillian
No.
Anderson? Okay,
What
it's
is
true story about the BBC getting the first and only interview with Prince Andrew after they revealed that he was buddies with Jeffrey Epstein. And they called him Randy Andy and all this stuff. So it's about how they scored the interview and then the interview itself, and it was okay. But this guy is such a man child. I mean, I just have no respect for the royal family at all. But this guy was bitching to like one of his servants because she wasn't arranging his stuffed animals correctly. Oh, Max is like, well, I'm up. Let's play.
Yep.
So she wasn't arranging his stuffed animals correctly. Now this is a gray-haired old man. And he's like losing his shit because she's not doing the stuffed animals right. And I had to pause it and be like, is this fucking real? So then there's a scene, and so they go through this stuff where they're just really trying to drive home that he is just detached from reality, right? And the reality of the average citizen. And so he does get, there's one scene where he's like, oh, there's dust everywhere. Where's that even come from? And I was like, nah, I agree with him on that. I often wonder because, yes, hearing him say it, it's like, oh, you rich bastard, shut the fuck up, wondering where dust comes from. It's just another thing for you to complain about. But I've thought of that too, Prince Andrew.
Is he the king now? Who's the king? Is it King Andrew?
No, it's what's his name? Philip.
King
Right?
Philip?
Is it?
I don't know. Which one? Like, so there's multiple princes or one prince? Because I know the queen died.
Yeah, there are currently, I believe, 2 princes, and then I'm not sure if, like, the grandkids are technically princes or
Who,
you know what?
princes? That
Here's
doesn't
the
make
thing.
sense. That's
It's
not
all
how it
bull
works.
it's all bullshit. None of that stuff means anything outside of that family. That's why I can't stand. Like, Andrew is a duke.
Duke? What is a
Yeah.
duke?
That right? It just means that you have a title because of some land you inherited that's part of a kingdom.
What's a kingdom?
Yeah, land owned by people who took it, claimed it by right, by birthright.
That's a little weird. You know what else is weird? Like, imagine being like a royal guard
Yeah,
or like someone who dedicates their life to like serving the royal family. That's some crazy shit, man. I'm telling you.
look at this. Charles, that's who it is. It's Charles.
God damn.
That guy, have you ever seen his fingers?
No. Why?
Oh,
Does he have weird fingers?
oh yeah. Everyone, because he was like, when he became king, he was doing all kinds of stuff, signing and whatever. And people are like, look at his fucking fingers. Do you want to see?
I guess. I mean, it can't be that bad, right?
No, yeah. Can't be that bad.
I mean, I don't know what to fucking expect.
I'm just trying to, like, which picture should I show you? Okay, I got to back up in case you don't believe this. I'm going to show you the zoomed in picture first, okay?
Okay, and then you're gonna zoom out. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Sausages, right? And that ring is never coming off.
That's this motherfucker's entire hands are inflamed. He has an autoimmune disorder. That's what that looks like. His hands are inflamed.
I just think
He
because
looks like he
he's
got stung with 15 bees in every part of his body.
I just think because he's a king, it's the kind of thing we can make fun of him for. Like, fuck him. I know, right? Isn't it amazing?
That guy is gonna die. Holy fuck. That is.
Check it out. Look at the actual picture, though. Oh, it opened an article. I don't know what the
Hmm.
article. Doctor explains what happened to his hands. Hold on, let me give you the picture. Because this picture is priceless. I remember seeing this and being like, that guy's a king?
That's not real.
Yeah, it's real.
Dude, that is not real. I swear that this guy, like, and also was one of his fingers, like, amputated partially? Am I allowed to say that? Because it looks like it doesn't have a fingernail on his left hand. Am
He
I?
was just getting so upset with people. Like, he's on camera. He just became king, like, within days. So, you're counting it by less than a week. And they want him to sign something. He goes, oh, yeah, okay. Again, more signing. And it's like, hey, man, you don't do shit, right? You don't do anything. You don't
Oh,
do
man.
anything. And they want you to sign something and you're going to cry about it. And then when you see like the crown they wear, it's not cool. It's like, really, you're going to wear one of the most expensive things in the known universe on your head and it looks dumb? I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's a waste. That's total waste. You should I would complain. I would say, look, as king, I'm only wearing cool stuff, crowns and
yeah, could the
whatever.
king, like, have power to change the shape of the crown? Like, melt it down into something else?
This is the thing. Apparently, their whole excuse is we don't want to do this, we have to. And they have handlers who are always telling them like you have to maintain the royal family or else England falls. It's all bullshit. It's such bullshit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's really ridiculous. There's no good. And look, you're gonna sit there and say we need to infuse the economy here. We need to help people in England be able to, live more richer lives. And then in the background, you have a solid gold piano, or you're gonna go sit on a throne. Like, there's one piece of furniture in your fucking palace that you could sell or liquidate and just bankroll a million people. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
yep.
but I guess if you started selling that stuff or liquidating it, there wouldn't be value. I don't know. It's all bullshit to me.
I'm like I know Americans are typically like they're cucks for the capitalist, like, the average American loves to work hard for the corporate overlords. But like at least our guys in America have the courtesy of like wearing suits, you know, instead of these fucking crowns and the fucking royal robes and shit. Like, you gotta be one hell of a loser to be an English person and just put up with that shit, man. I'm telling you, like that, they're laughing in your face here, you know? At least our guys have smoke filled back rooms. Like,
Yeah.
your guys are on like reality TV on a daily basis.
Yeah. I agree. Here, let's look at a picture of him with a crown.
I don't know if I've even seen The Crown.
Do you know the story with his wife?
He had a wife?
So this is the guy who was, I guess, matched up with Princess Di. And they
Oh.
and they got a divorce because he wouldn't stop calling the girl that he loved, for, his words, who was married and had like a family. And she would have to like get up from the table at dinner, with her husband and kids and everything because he was calling. And they're like, "Oh, it's Prince Charles. She has to take that. She's friends." They're like confidants. And really, he was like, "I wish I was with you. I don't want to be with her." And then, everyone, like, I don't know if people want to compare the two women and say one was better or not, but I mean, hello, obviously, like he had other motives than looks. So here they are. What do you think of that outfit?
What is that?
Do they look like a king? Does he look kingly?
That
Look
looks
at
like a
like that.
cartoon.
Not. I mean, I've seen
What is that
cartoons of
like
kings that look
jewel
pretty
in the
cool.
front?
I don't know, but look at this purple
The
shirt.
purple is the only thing I like here. At
But
least
does it
that's
look
somewhat like weird. The
does it
rest
look
is kind of
valuable?
uppity and strange. And what are those spots? Is that fur?
Yeah, it's like mink. Look how dumb they look. So fucking dumb. Yeah,
Jeez.
goofs. Look, silly as fuck. Cringe. They look like they're going to a drag show.
Yeah, that's
Not a
true.
good one.
That's true.
Goofs. Wow. I'm reading some pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, it's an AI generated photo.
This is not AI generated.
Yeah, it looks like it though. I mean, have you seen those hands?
Yeah, here. Hold on.
Oh no, God no.
Well, it's just like another. Oh shit! It keeps opening an ad that's like you're not allowed to read this. Okay, don't open. Yeah, so check this guy. God, the fingers are just. I don't get it.
Hmm. So is that the costume he wears all the time? Like he
No,
doesn't
actually,
rotate?
back in the day when he was a young man, and this is before. This is when like I think Andrew's his brother. This is when they were like nowhere near being king or queen. And actually, there was a time where he was going to default to William,
I
Princess
don't know
Diane,
who's William.
his oldest son. Is Prince William. Um, and it was like the queen was holding on for so long that he was like, "Look, I don't want to become king when I'm super old. I'll just let my son do it." And then as soon as it came time, he was like, "I'm going to do it."
I
And
mean,
you
well,
could tell
yeah,
he
you
doesn't
gotta,
want to.
you only got like 10 years to enjoy it.
But look at him. I mean, it's
So who's
embarrassing.
who's the broad?
I forget her name.
Is she the queen?
Conveniently, I don't think technically she's allowed to be a queen. I think she maybe is a duchess,
Okay, interesting.
but like I forget her name. But it was kind of scandalous for a while because he divorced Princess Di, and everyone loved her, and she didn't come. I don't think she came from royalty, but you know, pretty posh upbringing. So it's all on Netflix.
I gotta go watch the fucking Charlie story.
When Queen Elizabeth became queen, she was a very, very young person. And it was sort of an interesting story because there was a chance for, we're talking like World War II. There was a chance for her to do some very historical things for her country and the world. And it was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. Then as time goes on, it's like, what's your fucking deal? Why are you here? What does this matter? It's dumb. It just got
Yeah,
worse and
that's
worse.
usually how the royal cycles go. Is like you have the 80-year-old, and then you have the 20-year-old, and then you have the
Camilla.
80-year-old again.
Her name's Camilla.
That's the name of the chicken in the Muppet movie.
Gonzo's chicken?
Yep. Speaking of Gonzo,
getting ready to roll?
Oh yeah, I'm starting to see shapes.
Well, it's 11:45 p.m. on the East Coast, and the Letterheck's got to get up in 9 hours. So, you guys,
Oh, I gotta get up whenever I want because I don't have a job.
I'm doing a digital to. Oh, I'll put the link in the chat. I'm doing a digital drawing tutorial tomorrow in the
Yeah,
morning.
how did your what was it, the procreation tutorial go? Was it informative?
That's not what it was.
Are you sure?
And it went great. I don't have the link. Oh well. Join my Discord. Link in the description of this podcast. Join Discord tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Yep,
It's a
that's right. You
stage
got to
event.
join Discord at 10 a.m.
Stage event. You can ask me questions. You can request permission to speak. Of course, I will let you speak as long as you're not being uncool, and we can talk about drawing digitally. It'll be fun. And then I'm not back until Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, with Harvey Wasserman. It's gonna be cool. So anyway, I'm not sweating it. Oh, hey, do you know Mr. Gotcha?
No?
You do, just not by that name. You'll recognize this. Mr. Gotcha is a character created by Matt Bors. Matt Bors has a website he founded called The Nib, which is a whole bunch of this kind of like artwork. You'll recognize this. Stand by. I won't take up too much more of your time here. I just want to show you this. I'm interviewing this guy and his co-collaborator on a new comic they have. You've seen this, right?
Right. Okay.
This guy.
Excellent.
I'm interviewing him Friday, and I'll air it in a couple of weeks, probably. So pre-tape.
Couple weeks, so we have to wait?
Well, I'm interviewing them about a comic they're working on that doesn't come out until September. So technically, I don't have to air it right away. It's good to bank episodes, so that way I can hang out in the chat with people.
That's true.
I should have said take a night off. I mean, hang out in the chat. But
Yeah.
everyone has all night long. People are like, "This is a dad joke setup." I feel like that should have been a dad joke. No
That's
dad
the thing.
jokes.
Now you got the people, they're traumatized. They think everything's a goddamn dad joke.
I was. Maybe I shouldn't even say this. I had the opportunity to interview an astronaut and kind of turned it down. I couldn't find like a reason why it fit on the show. And he's not even an astronaut anymore. He works in computers. And I was talking to him. It was kind of boring, honestly. He was like, "Yeah, did you know my favorite part of the computer is the space bar?"